Hi everybody, I'm back. Took long enough, but I'm back. Had a very, very busy summer. I have a job, obviously, and that took a ton of time. But here we are. It is October 31st. It is Halloween. It is days away from voting for the country. And I really want to step in and read some energies that I've been feeling. My take on the energy right now, my son explained this to me. So in the area I live in, we have a lot of ice and snow and melty days, and we have what's called frost heaves. So if you picture this, my son once said, he said, if I drive slow, I'm up and down all these lumps and bumps in the road. Maybe if I just floor it, maybe I could just ding the tips. Maybe I could just zip right past the low parts. So my feeling is we're kind of doing that. The energy is really fast. Every day for so long, it's been 2, 3, 4 more things coming out every day. It's a whirlwind. It's crazy. But this positive feminine divine energy is overtaking the toxic masculinity. And I know there's doubt, but I also know that people are out there and they feel it too. So let's do a couple of readings. Because then afterwards, I'm heading out to my granddaughter's Halloween party at her school. We get to watch the parade. It's supposed to be cold here. It feels like it's almost 80 outside. It's too warm for today, but it's great. She has a real warm costume, so that way she didn't have to wear a winter coat over it. I think she's going to be peeling out of it and wearing something different to go trick-or-treating if it doesn't cool down, because she's going to get too hot. Anyway, it's a gorgeous memory. You know, it's a wonderful memory for me to have, spending time with her and the family trick-or-treating. So right now I want to read about Trump's health. Yesterday, I'm going to look back on this video one day and think this is the most insane comment. Yesterday, the man running for the GOP presidential ticket was riding around in a garbage truck. And Dumpster Don had a very hard time getting to the truck. He reached for the handle and he missed the handle, and his right leg swung in front of his left leg, and he kind of fell forward into the side of the truck where he finally grabbed the handle. It's getting bad. That to me makes me wonder if there's immobility in his left leg, because that's the leg that stayed still. It was like his right leg was steering that left leg. And of course, we do tend to think of mini strokes as affecting the left side of the body more prominently than the right, though it's not out of the question. I mean, all he's done for his entire presidency, he's slurred. He's made up words. He's overcompensated for the mistakes he makes. But it's so much worse now. It's just so much worse, and it's not something that people are ignoring anymore. Finally, we're talking days before the election, and we actually have news media actually addressing it. Finally. So, let's see. Trump's health. Trump's health. Trump's health. How are you right now? Okay. All right. So the card for the reading is the Two of Cups. And of course, every time I see this, I think of health, because you have the two twisted snakes that you see. Doctors wear the lapel with the snake, and boy, it just eludes me at this moment what it's called. But when I see this, it's health care. And this man is holding out help to this woman, and she has her hand retracted. It gives me that feeling of there's an opportunity to reach out with kindness of providing help or assistance. Maybe it's a hand up to that truck door or something, but that woman's energy is pulling back. She's not buying it. She's not leading into it. So there's hesitation there when it comes to assistance. There's hesitation when it comes to receiving that help. So I have the Five of Coins, and that's being on the outside, not going inside that church to receive the help you need. Oh, well, this ties into this, obviously. Ties right in. So they could get help, and they could get shoes for their feet and the food if they just go inside the church. Now, you see this card, and maybe they are walking to the church door. Maybe they're walking past the church. It's dependent upon the people and the energy. And considering our first card showed that he was not graciously accepting that help, I feel like it's the more inability to accept help and look like he's weak. My cat just jumped at the window and just knocked at my computer. Nimbus, did you get that leaf? He didn't get the leaf. He never gets the leaf. One time he was jumping at a leaf, and of course it's in a window that's shut. I came up behind him and I took a leaf and I dropped it in front of him. He lost his mind. He thought he got the leaf. So this is the card of truth. This is the truth that's coming in, that this man is really having some difficulties accepting help, looking weak, but we're seeing the truth. We're seeing these things. And here he is as his bully, and he has to look a certain way. He has that flowy hair and that immature, emotional, he has that frailty about him. You know, he's very, very brittle. He's very vain. So he wants to appear as though he has everything. He has everything, and he's doing great, and it's wonderful, and everything's fantastic. But he's not able to keep it up, and he has to step away. He's not doing well. His health. And when I see this card, I mean, some people think of that red as being like the MAGA red and him leaving the election. This to me is he can't keep up that facade anymore. He can't keep this up. He knows he's not winning, and because of having to put himself into situations where people are criticizing how he's walking, how he's talking, if he's able to continue doing these things, kind of makes me feel like he's second guessing it, and he's just done. Like he wants it to just kind of end. He wants to pick and choose where he goes, when he's seen, and how he's seen. After this election, maybe we'll see a lot of him just sitting around. You know, sit around. But I don't. It's kind of obvious that the man needs some help. And Nimbus is, hi. Do you want to say hi? He's just right behind the camera. It's like, no, I'm not going to say hi. I'm getting leaves. All right. So let's look at Kamala's energy. She had a rally in Wisconsin, the University of Wisconsin, I believe it was. And she had so many, she has like so many stars that are out there trying to just support her and help her move along, not just her message, but the message down ballot of the people in those swing states that she goes to, or any state she goes to. They know, they're well aware. Someone then said that, they have to be paid. It's like, no, I don't think they're being paid. I think they're volunteering their time for the greater good. Eminem spoke in Detroit. He didn't sing, and I think he didn't need to. And Beyonce in Houston, she didn't sing. She didn't need to. Because as citizens, just because they're famous doesn't mean they don't have thoughts, and they don't have the drive to see a better society. And that's the part of them we really need to understand. They are humans. They're parents, their grandparents, their neighbors. They see what happens to their state. So let's look at Kamala's energy. Let's see how she's doing today. I cannot believe 5 days. Well, really 4 days. I'm going to count it like it's Christmas. You don't count the actual day, you count the day leading up to it. I'm going to start singing that Muppet song, only one more sleep till Christmas Day. Okay, Kamala's energy. Let's see what we have. I get so tingly. I've been reading on her for some time, and it's I'm not reading the bottom of the decks and stuff. I'm keeping it simple. But I've been reading on her for some time, and every time I do, I just get this unbelievable tingly feeling throughout me. It's just really amazing. I did a reading, one of my past readings here, and the question was, will Biden pardon Hunter Biden before he leaves office? And I got that I got that Queen of Swords, and I'm like, who is this woman? Who is this woman? She kept coming up in my readings, and I didn't know who it was. And now I know who it is. So let's see, Kamala's energy. We have that divine energy, that divine feminine energy I was just talking about. And that's overarching over the whole thing. She feels it. How do you not feel it as a woman? To watch a rally, to talk to people and understand. You get these heartfelt, very emotional discussions with women, with families. And to know that you can help them with that, that's got to feel phenomenal. That's just really got to fill her up. She and I are a lot of Libra. We both have Jupiter in Libra, and we both, it's just that desire to really empower us through through lifting others. So what she has seen, the wounded warrior, she knows that she has been steadfast. She sees the people out there and these laws that have come into place that have really damaged people. So she knows that the players in this. She knows that people, I mean, all of these things have affected people in communities, and people are vulnerable. This guy's standing on this wooden stool. I mean, he's working. He has in his hand, no, the people in the hand, sorry, this lady and this Nimbus, sit still. This monk and this woman, they have the plans for what he's building right here in her hands. And she's showing it to him. And he's trying to do his best to create what she has on that paper. So she knows her plan can help the people. She just has to stand tall. She has to be strong. And she has to say, this is what I'm doing. And she keeps doing it. She keeps saying, this is my platform. These are my policies. This is who I am. I'm taking action. I'm not just sitting back. I'm taking action, and I'm doing it, though it's hard. It's very hard, but I'm doing it for people in society. Okay, she's got this huge action. And then I have this Tower card. Now, it's followed by the Temperance card. So this action, her energy, she knows she has to put it all on the table. She can't leave anything out. She has to move mountains. She's having us help her move these mountains, but she needs to move mountains because she needs to tear down. She needs to tear down what has been created in this society where people think that you have to have the top up, down to get anywhere. She has to end this. She has to show people that this is a tower situation. She's not just going to come in and fix it. It has to be seen. No matter what I mean, come on, we have states who take funding from Democratic policies, and they don't say that they're Democratic policies, but they run on the success of implementing these laws, these bills, and taking this money for whatever it is in their state. So it needs to come out, and maybe it will come out. Maybe that's the energy. Maybe these people are finally going to say, this is not working. We have to just get rid of it. We have to stop. We have to stop electing just that older white man. We have to be brave, and we have to step out. She's stepping out. She's stepping out. She's getting a lot of damage, and she's doing a lot to be very, very brave and stand out for society right now. And that is where this comes in. After the Tower, there is the tempering down of things. This is her energy. She really is like, she can see it. She can see Republicans talking to her saying, we need to rebuild our party, but right now we need to vote for you. We need to get to a place where our broken political system can be rebuilt. And there are a lot of Republicans that she knows of that are voting for her. So I think her energy is feeling very strong, and it's guided. It's like her time is now. Our time is now. We finally have a female president. I wonder how Biden's feeling. Let's read on Biden. Because Biden must be losing his marbles with pride for her. You see how emotional he gets with his family? We saw him at the DNC, but I don't think I've seen him speak on this really since. There's a song that they played when he was first running, when Biden was running, Higher Love. And it's a Stevie Winwood song. And it's been sung by a few other people. But they played it at the DNC when he was out on stage, when his daughter came out. And of course, I started crying because I'm like, that's him. It's like he knows he's guided. He knows she's guided. Let's see how Biden feels about Kamala right now. Okay. All right, I am going to read the bottom of this one. He sees her, the masses voting for her. He wouldn't have done this if he didn't think she could win. The card over the reading is a Hierophant, the head of government. He knows where she can be. He knows she is as deserving as that seat as any other president who's ever served. He knows it. And he knows there might be some people who are holding back their vote. They're not stepping into what could help them because of their own inability. They're so divisive. You know, it's, heaven forbid you vote for someone who can help you, just to be divisive. But those are his followers, and he sees these followers, right? He knows that Trump's crazy followers they're just not going to pull over to her side, and that's okay, because she can still help them later. So this is moving in. Her campaign has been just on display for the world to see and feel the positivity, to understand that she is capable and competent and compassionate. She's so deserving of this. And she can put an end on this idea that, yes, women, this cherry on top of the cake, women can break through this glass ceiling. Women can hold this seat. And they can do all the things. They can understand all the ways of their citizens. They can represent their citizenry and make a really big difference. He needed to put her there because we couldn't have done it alone. I mean, how many times did you hear when Hillary was running? It's like women, not necessarily Democratic women or women with more understanding of humanity, but the women who are like, we can't vote for her. She's going to have menopause and she's going to hit the nuclear button. And it's just like, come on, folks, you're a woman too. Stop degrading yourself. Give me a break. We don't all turn into mass murderers. Oh, my lordy. All right, so now I want to do a reading on November 5th. I'm a little nervous to say it because I guess people have been getting dinged for saying the E word. And I can't call it ED because that's something else. So, November 5th. Let me see what we have. What is that energy looking like for November 5th? Well, we're going to start with that. Okay. Do you hear my bird? Well, it's not my bird. It's my son's bird, Vader. He's upstairs. He likes to make those sounds that they make in Psycho when you take the knife and you go, nee, 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 nee. That's him. I'm not being attacked by a guy with a knife. Okay. All right. All right. So this is the bottom of the reed, but this is the top. Okay. This. Okay. So we've got our Queen of Swords. I've told you before, this is who she is. She always comes up for me. She's all over this reed. So we do have Trump walking away. There's not enough. He doesn't have enough, okay? And what he does bring forward is empty. They're empty. There's nothing in here. So even if he thinks he has a shot, he doesn't need to do any more work. He's done. He goes. He's just done. He just wraps it up. I won. Good night. Goes home. I have a feeling like the entirety of this, whatever gets dragged out after into courts after this election, is going to be him sitting in the solarium in his jammies at Mar-a-Lago. There's hopes and dreams, but there's also getting the poison out of the well, right? And this is the day. This is everybody being actively going out. We are not just stepping out and standing in line. We're speaking up. We're going home. We're popping some champagne. We're watching our favorite content creators tell us what's happening all across the country. We're talking to family and friends, and we're being very positive. We're nervous, okay, but don't be too nervous. It's okay to be nervous. It's a nervous sort of situation. It's disheartening, and it's worrisome that we are having to be so close. But I think whatever happens, it's so big that we are able to defend it in court, and then we are just incredibly happy because Birdie. Because when we all go out, and there's just too many votes, and everybody's going to say, you can't have that many votes. There must be illegals voting. You just have to remind everybody. And I posted something today on social media. I'm not on a lot of personal, I have just a personal account. I say over the last year, conversations lead to politics. And I have had more Republican people tell me they are not voting for Trump. And they're either not voting at all, or they're going to vote. Well, at first they said they're going to vote for Biden because they'd rather at least vote for Biden and make sure that that Trump isn't in. But they are definitely voting for Kamala now. There's like this whole shift, right? This is this beautiful shift of bravery. It's like these men have been given permission to vote for a woman. I mean, when I was a child, there's just no way any man would admit to voting for a woman, a little woman, right? You could be the pretty lady standing next to the president with a pillbox hat and, her little pearls, and you could just be all prim and proper and be that woman, but that was all you got. Things are different now. We have had decades of women holding it up in households, in businesses, and in communities, and in politics. We need somebody to come in and save the day. And people know that she's capable and competent. So when we go out that day, we are creating a win so big that even if Trump, and Team Trump, they're all going to bring these things out in court. I gotta wonder where they're getting the money. How are they going to do this? And I hope and pray it's not, we have to now revote. My worry is that the Supreme Court's going to go say, okay, we have to have people vote again. Like, I hope that they win so big that the courts are like, we can't. There's no margin of error here that we've ever seen before. This can't be what, this is not defendable in court. So I know in New Hampshire, since the mid-1990s, we've had 15 tried cases of election fraud. And they were silly. One was somebody who had two homes, and probably in Mass, I think it was. But they came up to New Hampshire on voting day, and they thought they could vote. Just because they paid taxes and stuff here, they thought they could vote here too, but they couldn't. So they ended up getting tried. And it was kind of a slap on the wrist. It's not like anybody ended up with a lengthy jail sentence or anything. They didn't know. I mean, they should have known, but they found out, and they weren't going to do it again. A couple of people who voted for a dead relative that they thought really wanted them to vote for them, but you can't do that. So to say there's a gap of say 4,000 instead of say 400 standard new votes for a party. You really cannot look at that and say it's fraud. Fraud doesn't happen on a grand scale. It just doesn't. I want to see if Mr. Jimmy Carter, is Rosalind keeping you here through Election Day? Jimmy Carter going to see Kamala win? I hope he does. He's such a good person. I want him to be happy. I want him to go on his terms. I know he wanted to be around long enough to vote. He did that. But I really think that he wants Donald Trump gone. Not in a bad way, but talk about, it's like my uncle. I had a great uncle, not a great uncle. My deceased husband's uncle. Sorry, I'll get there eventually. He had never, ever seen the Red Sox win, and he wanted to see the Red Sox win so bad. They won in, what was it, 04? He just died. He got it. He got to see it. And of course, we played Take Me Out to the Ball game at his funeral because he was just so excited. I want to see that for Jimmy Carter. I want him happy. I want that for him. But I can't ask for it, so I'm just going to ask what the energy is. So what do we think about Jimmy Carter? Will Jimmy Carter live long enough? Is he going to be able to see Kamala Harris win the election? Will Jimmy Carter see Kamala win the election? Because of love, and that's how he guides her. He has that. November 5th. And what we do on that day. You know, I wonder if this is a lot of backers, a lot of donors for Kamala. I bet he's donated. He's donated. You know, all these donors and how they are putting all their resources together, right? They're just pulling all their resources. The people they know, the places that they go to, how they spend their money on the airwaves, the actual rallies, all of it. Getting that poison out of the water. I'm sorry, wrong card, but that whole, you know, getting Trump gone and balancing things again, because it's been so off balance. Getting back to politics as we knew it, right? Where people cared about each other, where you can work towards doing more humanitarian work, just like Jimmy Carter. And he sees that in Kamala. He sees her ability to see where we need more housing. I mean, how does this not speak to Jimmy Carter? You know, this man knows that we've needed housing for a long time. And of course, being part of Habitat for Humanity, he actively stepped up and worked towards making sure that there was housing built. So he sees this in her. He sees that she's not being naive and daydreamy about what she wants to do. She's being realistic, and she knows it can be done, and it needs to be done. And they see I don't think this is Carter not making it. I think that he sees Trump defeated because it's an actual loss. And he sees her through our votes saying we want this. We don't want this anymore. We're not hanging on to that anymore. And of course, when you see the 5 of Cups, you know, you see 3 cups down and 2 cups standing. There's damage that he's done. You know, Trump has done damage. But we have to turn around. We have to turn the page. We have to turn the page. Here we are. Yeah, we have to move on from it. We just have to turn around and move on from it. And not stay stuck in the, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I really believe she's winning, guys. It's just a feeling I've always had. It's just an energy that's just too big for some of us to ignore. And when you get around people and they're like, I don't know if she's going to win. I'm so nervous. I just say it like it is. She's winning. Madam President is winning. And we're all going to benefit. And we're going to be able to heal. Oh, one last thing I wanted to talk about was Kamala's event on the Ellipse in D.C. in front of the White House, the place where Donald Trump had his speech, his campaign speech, right before the January 6th insurrection, where he talked up a whirlwind of hate and fear and sent his masses off to Congress to stop the electoral count. I feel like that was a specific place that Kamala wanted to go. That she really, and I'd love to talk. I would love somebody to ask her about that, and I haven't heard anything yet, but I would like to know. She said, I want a rally there. We have to heal that energy. People have to see that place and not think of that heavy negative January 6th insurrection. We need to fill our spaces full of healing things. We need to get, yeah, I really think that's what she wanted to do. I'm just going to pull a couple of cards. Yeah, they tried to steal the election. The whole world was watching, right? And it did surprise us. It shocked all of us and it surprised all of us. And there's this huge imbalance in that energy because that was January 6th. It was just awful. It was awful. And she knows we need that balance. And we need that love and we need that joy again. Just like 9/11. It's like you have to come together, and people did come together and they were able to try to work together to heal, except for some people who were being awful to the survivors, like Ann Coulter. But for the most part, people came together and we healed because we all experienced it. No matter where we were in the country, we all had our stories, right? We all knew people who should have been in that building, wanted to be in that building, were in that building. Those buildings, sorry, I shouldn't have said the building. Across the country that were destroyed, damaged, those who came down in that field. When we suffer something, when there's something done to us, okay, and it mentally hurts us, sometimes you have to get into it. You have to deal with it. And we never got a chance to really deal with it. We didn't have time to come back from it and meet, watch people go back there the next year and place flowers. I actually brought flowers to DC and I laid them outside the White House. There's a couple fences and I put flowers down from my pocket. And it was just like may we have this calm. There's new growth. There's beauty to be had. Please don't lay in that heavy energy and let's move beyond it. Let's heal. Don't let it linger, really. So with all the money and everything that went into her and where she could actually have a rally, she just, and that's her home turf. That White House in the background, what a message that was. You had the Washington Monument. Okay, let me give you a little display. So here's the White House, right? And the ellipse is in front. So you had the White House behind her. And yeah, I have a whole bunch of, I have my little Washington, but I have all my tiger eye crystals and stuff in here. And just trying to keep the mojo safe and happy. But that's what she wanted. She's sitting pretty in that space already. She's already there. She's already there. That's her home turf. That's hers. And to heal families. To heal the country. So that ellipse. How beautiful. I hadn't read on that, but I'm so glad I got to read it with you guys. Because it really is so important. I feel like she leads and guides for more than just, economics or willpower. She really does. You forget sometimes how leaders lean inside and they work on what they want to do because of what their hearts feel. And knowing we have an alternative to that is just not, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to leave it there. Oh, I did want to show you. Years ago, I got something I went to a barn sale, and I walked to the back of the barn, and I was like, oh, what's in the barrel? And I pulled this thing out, right? I thought, it's a walking stick. I thought it was just a regular walking stick. And I pulled it out, and I turned it around, and I'm like, oh, hi, who are you? So this is my friend. This is my friend. And it ended up being my witch's broom. And it came to me, and I came to it. So remember, trust your intuition. And when you think you should go to the back of the barn to look at something, go look. All right. Happy Halloween, everyone. I am so glad to be back. And I know you're going to probably very busy tonight, but if you get a chance to watch this, please leave me a comment. Let me know how you liked it. And I'll be back. And just ride those bumps, guys. Don't get down low. You stay up high, because we've got this. We've got this. And it's going to be glorious. So to everyone, thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.